Decided to try my hand at metal detecting under the water. Chunks of gold, they were stuck down in there in a crack. I didn't even metal detect those, I just saw them. Parlez-vous français?
This one will go good to get that water flowing into the sluice.
Get that nice slurry action in there. Hi, I'm Tom Massie and welcome to Gold Fever!
I packed in my job and I made up my mind to spend my life looking for gold. That old gold bug really bit me good and I'm doomed, so I've been told. I got metal detectors up the old yin-yang, a gold dredge and a four-wheel drive. I'd be better if you shot me, 'cause gold fever's really got me and I'm hooked as long as I'm alive. Go, 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 fever, ba, 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 ba.
This is my little buddy, the lobster I just picked up out there. And he's a Maine lobster, one of the best tasting lobster is, but I think I might let him go in my boiling pot and then into my tummy. But this little guy right here, this is some of the best lobster, the biggest lobster they have here in Maine. But we're gonna be prospecting on today's show. We're going up inland to the Swift River, looking for those dime-sized nuggets that are famous up there. Also gonna be traveling across the border, up into Canada, into Quebec, where they speak French, parlez-vous français, the Great White North. So we're gonna have a heck of an adventure on today's show. We're glad you tuned in. I'm gonna go dine and have me a feast on this little guy. Nice little guy. We've made our way up here to Northwest Maine. And I got Allie along here. She's gonna be helping me out with my prospecting. And we're gonna be digging around back up here in the hills. But this area is just famous for beautiful fall colors out here. And there's a statue over here of Paul Bunyan. So they do a lot of logging around here. You got Babe, his big blue ox over here. And you got this big paper mill here that employs a lot of people out here. And it's just beautiful country, but I'm looking at all this bedrock down here and thinking about all that yellow gold that looks good in the cracks and the crevices in the bedrock. So we're gonna be heading back up here in the hills and looking for that. You smell that? What does it smell like?
Gold.
Smells like gold. I'm looking at these cracks in the bedrock and it looks really good. We're gonna head out and head up towards the Swift River and see if we can't find some of that yellow metal. You wanna do some bridge jumping? Yeah, that spot looks deep enough, but I don't know. Woohoo! Smack! Smack!
Go, 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 fever, ba, 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 go, go, go.
This is the spot, the Coos Canyon Rock and Gift Shop. That's a poet and I don't even know it. Come on, let's go inside. Well, so you get people that come here in the summertime and they can rent pans and they can go out and pan on their own or pan in the tubs and rent sluices and come here and have a gold prospecting experience, huh?
Yeah, a good fun day out on the river. Bring the kids. Everybody can have a good time. People ask me when the best time to come is, and I always say when the water temperature is bearable. That helps a lot. Yeah, but it's a great outdoor family activity.
Mm-hmm. So there's other things besides the gold, which looks pretty good. Do they find gemstones around here too?
Not so much in the river. You'll find the fine garnets at the bottom of the pan, and every once in a while a stray tourmaline and some starlight crystals. But there are a lot of nice gems here in Oxford County, but they tend to be a little south of here because we're out of that pegmatite belt. That's why we're finding the gold. And then you find the gems south of here, the aquamarines, morganite, beryl, tourmaline, rose quartz, smoky quartz.
Wow, those are all nice. They all make nice jewelry out of them.
They do.
Nice specimens too.
And this is what we find. Of course, the bigger ones we don't find as often. These are really nice. Now, if you find a 3-grain nugget or larger, you get your picture taken and you get put in our big nugget photo album. So we have a little album going there with all kinds of pictures of people who've been trying. Sometimes they get it on their first day out, and sometimes they're years trying to get in that book. So
yeah,
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun with that book. But I'll go grab those nuggets.
Okay. Well, these look like some really nice ones right here. And this is all Maine gold?
This is all Swift River golds right here.
Wow. Wow.
There are other locations in Maine that you can get gold as well. But this is.
So you got some other nuggets? Good show? Oh boy, this is really cool. I wasn't expecting all this amount of gold. A lot of places you go to, you know, and there's color and things, but this is really, really good.
You brought.
Uh-oh, he's reaching in his pocket. He's reaching in his pocket. Holy cow! Oh! I guess that'll give you the fever.
Actually, what gave me the fever was my first nugget.
Wow, that's nice coarse stuff too. You got this too?
That's my first nugget.
Wow, nice. Holy cow, I was expecting like just, you know, dust. Woo!
And our purity is 23%, 23 carat, 96%.
Yeah, look at that. Wow, that is nice. That is definitely worth digging for. Look at this one. It looks like the state of Maine.
That is the state of Maine.
Look at that. Look at that. That's the state of Maine right there. A Maine nugget shaped like the state of Maine. Wow, that is really cool. That'd be really cool to put on a pendant, man. That'd make a really nice pendant. That is awesome. Wow, look at all these pieces. This one has got a lot of character to it too.
It does.
You know?
It stands up.
It's a real nugget. Yeah, that's something to really be proud of. That's a nice one. Wow, and this is all Swift River gold.
This is all Swift River gold.
Wow.
These are the bigger of his nuggets.
That's awesome. That is really cool. Well, you know, I mean, I'm just blown away at the nice gold, and you know that I'm really appreciative, you know, that all the people that come out here that you guys help to introduce into prospecting and help spread that fever, and you know, it's a great thing because a lot of people get involved in it and can go out there and find some gold and really enjoy themselves. It's a real positive thing.
It's real rewarding to do too, to turn people onto it and have them get excited, like Bruce. And then, you know, the first time they come in with that first nugget, and you know, you feel their excitement because you know how much it means to them, how they've been for years picking out that little stuff, and then all of a sudden they come in with a nice piece.
Well, thanks for showing me.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go digging. Woohoo!
Go, 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 viva, va, 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 go, go, go.
This is real interesting down here. Now I'm all excited about finding some of that Maine gold out here, and I decided to try my hand at metal detecting under the water. And you've got these places out here where you've got this hard, solid bedrock. And this bedrock acts as a bottom for that gold, and the gold's heavy, and it wants to find its way down here and hit the bottom, and then right along the bottom, and then find these little cracks and crevices inside the bedrock. But those little cracks in the bedrock, those are the places where the gold can get stuck in there and then hold in there, and then the larger and bigger boulders and stuff just travel right over the top, and that gold's sticking down inside the bedrock. Now, I'm hoping to get down there underneath the water and cruise along and find some cracks and crevices in the bedrock that I can swing my metal detector over and it can sound off, do a little picking in there and maybe pry something loose, and we don't know what we'll find down through there, but I know the water is really cold. So if I pass out down there from the cold water, you gotta save me, Allie.
I got you.
Okay, Allie's gonna go along the top here and just kind of keep an eye on me so I don't tumble off one of these waterfalls down in here and be my safety catch, but I'm gonna work my way into the water, work my way on down the river here and just see what we can find. We'll clean the river up from trash.
Looks like something that came off a pipe or something.
Rocks are real slick, but I like to look at these bedrock or these quartz veins in the rock. Typically where you got these quartz veins, that's where the gold's coming out. I think I'm going to board the rapid or the waterfall here. I don't think I'm going to go over the falls. Underwater metal detecting has its advantages. You can be extremely mobile and only work those areas with the high potential of having gold in them. The old-timers knew there was gold down there in the gut of the river, but they had a hard time dealing with the water. They would divert the river where they could or flume it, but they didn't have the equipment that we have nowadays to go under the water and sound off on those nuggets. Underwater metal detecting has its own unique difficulties. Trying to hold in there to the current and dig targets can be extremely difficult, and it's awful easy to underestimate the power of flowing water. You can smack yourself on a rock pretty easy.
Find anything good in there yet?
Yeah, I did find a few things that are pretty good so far. I got a target. I just need this to find it. Somebody's hammer! Lots and lots of stuff. Let me show you all the stuff I got.
You were under there quite a while.
Ooh, this is the best job in the whole world. That was a lot of fun. Oh, it's beautiful down there. There's all kinds of big fish, all kinds of beautiful scenery, smooth rocks, bedrock down there with cracks in it, with really cool stuff. Let me show you some of the trash I picked up. I clean up all the trash out of there, all that I can, like this, and this, and look at this. Somebody's sunglasses.
All right, score.
Yeah, retrieve those. Are they prescription? Now you're all like,
I can't tell, they're wet.
Look at this stuff. Look at all the good stuff. A coin. I don't know if it's old or what. It's kind of,
Looks like it used to be a $50.
you think?
Yeah.
I don't know what this was. It was sounding off, but it looked good to me. And then I got a piece of gold. Actually, 2 pieces of gold out of a crack. Look at that.
Wow.
1 piece, 2 piece.
Look at that.
Chunks of gold. They were stuck down in there in a crack. I didn't even metal detect those. I just saw them and picked them out with my screwdriver. This one was hard to find. I had to swing over this one, and that current was pushing me, and I had to swim back to the current. Current was pushing me, and I like spent a long time trying to find that baby because it looked like the other rocks around there, and it was hard to find, and it just kept getting deeper and deeper on me. But really nice find, really enjoyable out here, just floating along. I think we're gonna warm up, maybe get my coat on and see if I can get all warmed up, and then we'll head up the river and see if we can run into those guys up there prospecting.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right.
I'll take these and we'll head out.
All right. Ooh, I lost my my scoop.
Go, 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 fee, ba, 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 go, go, go.
Well, me and Allie, we've come up here to this spot in Maine to do a little bit of dredging with some of the guys as state directors here for the GPAA.
Bob Briggs.
Yeah, Bob and
Jack Douglas.
Jack,
Mike Concern speak.
Mike, and this is your wife,
My wife Donna.
Donna. So, what do you think about prospecting, Donna?
I love it.
Love it?
I love it. I enjoy getting into the water, and I enjoy getting cold and wet, but not this time of year. In the summertime.
Well, I like the wet, but I don't know about the cold action.
Well, when it's 90 degrees out, you know, you don't mind it.
Yeah.
So,
And that's 1 day a week.
Yeah.
One week out of the whole year, it gets up to 90. The rest of the time it's like this.
So you guys find gold here,
Yes,
and
we
you've
do.
been finding doing pretty good.
Yes. We found quite a bit of gold here. Jack, matter of fact, has a nice nugget with him. If you want
Yeah,
to
let's
go
see
on,
it, Jack. Look at that.
You can almost buy a new car.
Yes,
with
that is Maine gold.
That looks like a fish. What kind of fish?
A goldfish.
A goldfish. That's a goldfish right there. What's the dog's name?
His name's Tucker.
Hey, Tucker. Are you the gold sniffing hound? Do you know where the gold's at? Huh? Well, everybody's been showing me really nice vials of gold and nuggets that they've been finding, and I'm thinking, boy, you know, you guys been finding it too doggone easy out here. Yeah, well, it's beautiful to be out here without a roof over your head and the sunshine and the water flowing and hopefully finding a little bit of gold and digging for it. Well, we'll get back to work and finish up the tank of gas and see what we get.
Sounds good.
Right down in there, there's like good stuff like down deep. It's not too far. This is what they call long arm dredging because you're using your arms. It's a little bit harder on your back, but these little dredges like this, they can get you down in the water where with the shovel you just can't get down in there with a shovel. And when the water's low like this, you can get down to some of this bedrock that's a little bit deeper. Now what you want to do is get down to this hard solid bedrock, and you can see these cracks and crevices in here. Working in and around those cracks and crevices in the bedrock is exactly where you want to work, and you want to really pay attention once you get down to that bedrock to really work hard inside those cracks, because that gold likes working its way down in there around those cracks. So where you don't want to work in areas where it's really deep to bedrock, because you're not going to move a whole lot of material with a small little dredge like this. But where you've got shallow bedrock, these can really do you real good, because you can work right there into the water and work the cracks and crevices in the bedrock with a small dredge. Uh-oh. Looks like Bob's glasses came out again. What you can do when you got, you know, a lot of prospectors out at one time is working the nozzle. It's kind of hard on the back and pitching rocks and stuff. You can just take turns out here on the nozzle and just rotate. So Allie's been running the nozzle, and Bob's been running the nozzle, and Jack's been running the nozzle, and so we're just switching out right here, working our way through this bedrock. And I'm going to turn it over and let Bob finish out the tank of gas, and then we'll see what we got.
Go, 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 fee, ba, 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 go, go, go.
That's nice bedrock right down underneath there.
Yeah, well, let's take over.
Well, that's the rib rubber matting right there, up in the top part of the box, and then the indoor-outdoor carpet. This is a carpet you find a lot of times out in front of places, and the reason why we use the carpet because the material traps down in there in the rug, and the gold will get stuck down in there because it's heavy. And so we just make sure we just get the dirt out of that. Looks pretty good. Okay, and then put the tub back down in there, and I'll just pan right into that tub. Well, I can guarantee you I'll get all the gold that's in this pan when I'm done panning it. So you won't have to run this stuff through your mini sluice because it'll be totally devoid of gold. Holy cow, this is heavy stuff.
Oh yes.
Maybe that's why you'd run it, because this is really tough stuff to pan. Look at all that red garnet sand. It's really heavy.
It's hard too.
Yeah, it's hard panning. Well, we'll just take it down.
We've gone through concentrates 3 or 4 times, still bouncing.
Yeah, I can see why, because you got all this heavy sand. All right, getting down to it. Moment of truth. Oh, I don't see any big 1-ounce nuggets. Oh yeah, look at the gold.
Wow.
Yellow gold right there. Pieces.
Check it out. Look at that.
Yellow gold. Nice yellow gold.
Imagine what we would have done if we had brought out the bigger dredge.
Yep.
And that's only one little spot out of this
one
great
little
big river.
Little flake right there.
Well, you got some Maine gold to pay back with you. Put it in the valve for you, so you got some Maine gold.
Yeah, well, there's your dredge.
Well, it's your, hey, we would love to have you have it.
Your spot, your dredge.
Allie hasn't been to Maine, this is the first time, so there you go, Allie. There's some Maine gold for you. Snuff it out and take it home. And
it just takes, like, when you start out, making sure you give it a good amount of time to aerate it, and then you just take a little bit off the top and then aerate it again, you know, and then a little bit more and aerate it again, and just kind of slowly work the material down, and not too much at one time.
Right.
You know, and then if you don't give it enough aeration in between, you know, that gold just kind of keeps working its way down and keeps working its way down, and eventually gets down into your bottom. We appreciate the work that you've been doing out here for GPAA, and you know, hopefully we get more people involved in prospecting out here in Maine and finding gold and getting out here and enjoying the great outdoors.
And we appreciate having you here.
Yeah.
There you go, that is a good find, I'll tell you.
Go, 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 fee, ba, 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 go, go, go.
deux, trois, quatre, huit. I'm in Paris, but where's the Eiffel Tower? Hola! I'm in Mexico. I'm in Norway. And I'm in Poland.
Need one of these to travel around to most places outside the United States. There's a lot of beautiful locations around the world, but there's none more beautiful than the United States of America.
Come out here to this beautiful creek. It's snowed a little bit last night and the air is just brisk and fresh out here, and we hooked up with Rosie and Mike from Byron, and Rosie was talking about a buddy that she knew up here in Quebec, and we were discussing about gold up here in Quebec, and so we've come up here and met with a friend of hers, Dave. We got Allie with us. How did you meet Dave?
Well, I first met Dave when he gave me a call and asked me all kinds of questions about a 4-inch dredge. Said he'd be up in an hour or so to discuss ordering one. And I hung up the phone and I said, my God, that guy sounded like he was 14 years old. And he showed up and he was 14 years old. And extremely knowledgeable. I was very impressed right from the start.
So how did you get started in prospecting?
Well, we started camping with my family when I was 8, and the first campground we went to had a river running along the campground, and it was Gold Bearing River, and I started panning and worked my way up, and it snowballed from there. You know, went from the pan to the sluice to the dredge, and I've been dredging ever since.
Yeah. So can you tell us some of the history of this area and how gold got started out here?
Yeah, actually the river that I started panning on is called the Gilbert River. And back in the 1800s, the mid-1800s, this woman was taking her horse to the stream to drink water and found a gold nugget as she was doing that. And from there, after that, after finding that gold nugget, that got the attention of a lot of prospectors, and we had our own gold rush in this area.
Yeah, so most of the gold you were saying earlier is placer gold, not a lot of lode mines, and it's been eroding through old tertiary stream beds.
Yeah, and exactly. Basically, there's no hard rock mines in this area. Everything's placer, and the placer that we have in our present-day stream beds has been washed out of what we call the ancient stream beds into these present-day stream beds, and that's the gold we're finding.
Okay, Allie, go get a drink of water, and I'll look for nuggets. Well, we're gonna get started digging, see if we can't get some of that yellow metal gold.
Shouldn't be too hard.
No way.
Way, right there. Right there. That didn't take long.
Go ahead. It goes through the screen pretty easy.
Couple of pieces of gold. Just like Dave said, flaky stuff. Right there, right here. So we'll put this in the sluice. And I say we just dig in this material right along here and bust up this bedrock and that conglomerate there. Wash those rocks as we run them through.
it's just down in between the crack, and then when you break the crack apart, it's stuck down in there. See, it's traveling along.
Yep.
You know, when it's flooding through here and all this material's coming along through here and it's traveling along, and all of a sudden it comes along and then it finds a little resting spot in that crack, and then it just starts working its way down in that crack, and then it gets stuck there, and then the rest of the floods and over thousands of years it just sits right there. This is what they call crevicing. The crevice is in the bedrock and the gold getting stuck down in between the crevices. Yeah, I broke this big piece of conglomerate stuck on top of the bedrock, and this is that stuff that they make asbestos out of. This real flaky, shaly, busted apart bedrock, and on top of it is this conglomerate. And you can see these quartz pieces inside the conglomerate and the washed round rock. And I'm going to break this conglomerate up and just see if I can get it smashed into small parts, and then take a look inside there and see if there's gold inside this conglomerate. It's prospecting. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't.
It's like wood.
Yeah, but that's not wood, that's rock. It's pretty cool. You'll probably find a really cool specimen of it. And they mine that all over the place. See this, all this conglomerate in here? See if we can break it up. Oh! 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 Kiss it for me.
Hey, man.
OK? Exactement. Exactement. Puis après ça, si tu veux les numéros de pièces, quoi? C'est beau. J'ai déjà les détails, moi, dans mon cahier. J'ai déjà tout marqué ça.
Just stuck on the bedrock.
Go, 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 viva, ba, 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 go, go, go.
Well, those guys are down there sluicing and digging and loading up the sluice. I said I'd bring Allie up here and see if we could do a little bit more crevicing. And what I'm working on is these places in the bedrock. Whoop, that fell off. Where you got these cracks in the bedrock, and this bedrock is really loose and it breaks apart fairly easy. We got a piece of gold, and we're finding little pieces of gold stuck in and around this bedrock and loading all that material into the pan. Now this bedrock is it's the hard solid surface, and when this baby's flooding up here and that water's coming over the top of that waterfall, just right over the top, and it's blowing all this material on out of here, and that gold's heavy and it's traveling along down on the bottom. It's riding along and getting stuck down in the cracks in this bedrock in here. And so as that gold travels, it's getting stuck in these cracks and crevices in the bedrock. Now it's better out there down on the bottom because that gold's going down on the bottom, so your bigger pieces are going to be traveling and getting stuck in the bedrock down in there, but we can't get down in the water. We can't deal with the water out here today. That's why they make different pieces of equipment for prospecting. You know, you've got your dredges that work down in there. You've got high bankers, combos, and things like that can work and deal with this water. Like these cracks right here, this could be a good crack right here. You could have a 1 ounce nugget, stuck down in here, but we can't get down in there with our pick in order to work this bedrock that's lower down. So we're forced to kind of work the stuff that's up here higher, which probably doesn't contain as much gold. Hey, but we're getting gold nonetheless, and we're out here and it's absolutely gorgeous and having a really good time and enjoying some fresh air. This is what prospecting's all about. It's not so much having the gold, and it's about finding it and being out here and enjoying it. And I'll remember this for the rest of my life. This is a day I won't forget, being out here with Rosie and Dave and Mike and you and
This is just wonderful out here. This is really what prospecting's all about, finding a little bit of color and enjoying just absolutely beautiful scenery like this. You could just have patience and work a spot like this and just keep working it and working it. Woo! Almost went in the drink. Not a lot of black sand. Oh, there's some black sand. Oh, look at the gold. Look at that. Huh?
Color.
Yeah. Yellow gold right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 flakes. You see that yellow gold? And that's just picking there out of the rocks. But that's pretty fabulous out here. Well, let's go back down there, check, see how those guys are doing on their sluice. Show them a little bit more of our gold we've been finding. Finding gold! Well, that guy at the border was hassling us pretty hard. He wanted to know when we were leaving. But if we find some really good gold, it's like, oh.
They told us that if we found some gold that we had to stop and declare it on the American side before we came back to the States.
No, actually, you have to declare it, but you basically are allowed to cross with, I think it's $10,000 or less of raw ore.
You can run a lot more material with a sluice than you can with a pan. You just feed it right through there. Thing is when you screen it like this, it helps the recovery because the smaller particles of gold don't get displaced by the larger rocks. You can get a big rock going down through your sluice and knock a little piece of gold out of there, where if you just screen it off and you just got small pieces, your gold has an easier chance of getting stuck inside the sluice. You don't want to just dump all this material in there at one time. You want to kind of slowly feed it in there so that gold can separate out away from the light stuff and get stuck inside the sluice. Give it a little bit of time to wash so you're not feeding too much material all at one time. Is it cleanup time or are we gonna go more buckets?
I'd say it's cleanup time.
Alrighty.
That wasn't French or English.
That's gold gibber.
Okay.
I'm washing the carpet out, making sure to get all those little pieces of gold off the carpet because the carpet sticks, the gold sticks to the carpet. And if you're ever going along someplace and you see a lot of this old carpet like this that's out of the gold mining sluices, a lot of times it starts getting worn, and at the end of years and years of use, you can take and but after years and years of use and you put in a new piece of carpet, you don't want to throw this old carpet away because the little pieces of gold get stuck down in the grains in there. So if you burn this, you can pan the ashes and you get gold out of them. Here, let's do dueling pans. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Aerate the material. This was one of the original trap pans right here, the Garrett pan. And then this was one my dad designed with a little deeper riffle than the Garrett pan, a little wider bottom for fanning, and a little steeper angle on there. But those pans, I grew up using those pans. I'm going to get down to the inspection stage here. Now I got just pretty much just black sand in there. No more light blonde sand. Bring that material back and swirl the pan, and then there's the yellow gold. One nice flake right there. And some other heavy. See now here's the other flakes starting to show up. And then you got this heavy rock right here. The rest of the heavy stuff will stick in there too. That's a heavier rock. These are heavier, probably iron rocks. They're in there. Look at that. There's another piece there, and a piece there, and a piece there. Now I'll fan that material back. And then tap, 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 tap.
Dance the gold right up to the edge. And then you got all these little pieces of gold in there. And then you got all this black sand, which you want to save too, because you can get gold out of that.
Go, 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 fee, ba, 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 go, go, go.
When you think of this part of the United States, you think of lobster fishing, forested mountainsides with leaves changing color from yellow to bright red, and snow. What you don't think about is the abundance of gold. Maine doesn't have a big colorful history of gold, but the gold is there nonetheless, and in paying quantities too. Just about everyone that we talked to that was out prospecting had 2 or 3 ounces in their pockets to show off. This trip has definitely been an educational experience, and eye-popping too.
What did you call this guy? Bubba. Bubba? Allie likes to name him. I'm going to eat Bubba. Allie don't like lobster. She don't like seafood. Some people don't like seafood, but we're about out of time on today's show. We're sure glad that you tuned in, and we found some really good gold. I'm really impressed here with Maine and up there in Quebec and the gold fields that are out here and the amount of gold that we were able to find out here. Really, really impressive. I think it's kind of under the radar, the amount of gold that's out here. It's just really, really good out here for gold. So think about getting into gold prospecting. There's probably gold in your backyard. I was surprised to find this much gold out here in Maine. It's out there, folks. So we'll see you again here on another one of these Gold Fever shows, and take care and God bless.
It's not all about having the gold. The true treasure is in the adventure and the stories that are made in the pursuit of that yellow metal gold. The great outdoors, meeting new people and making new friends. The beautiful locations, the history undiscovered, and making new history in the process. When you meet somebody out there prospecting, you have a common bond, a fever that's meant to be shared.
Welcome to Gold Fever. I'm gonna be your dinner.
Some say a prospector is driven by greed, but I'll kid you not, it's hard work. If you come down with a case of gold fever, you'll have a passion for life.
Where's a good spot? Like, hey, 1, 2, 3. How about a 1, 2 free? Hey, how about a 1, 2 free? Not too far down. I think I was on bedrock there working for a little ways. Right up underneath this rock, there's some